All right, guys, Devin Trader here once again with another video. Back on gold, man. I made 56K in profits on this given setup. And as always, I'm going to show you how it's done. Now, the way I get into the market, as I always say, is simply price action. Looking at these patterns, guys, I cannot stress by far. It don't matter if you're trading crypto, futures, indices, anything it matter. It doesn't matter. Like, price action is by far the best way to go about it because no matter what you're looking at or what you're trading, is price. You feel me? If you're looking at futures, you're looking at a price. If you're looking at crypto, you're looking at a price. And our main job as a trader or an investor, whatever it may be, is to determine simple direction. So price action, it really helps you do so. The way I always talk about price action is like telling a story. You know what I mean? It always gives you that flow of the story of the pair of the trend. You can always get in on the right side of the market. Now, looking at my trade this week, I made 56K in profit, guys, on a single setup. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I'm really done trading for the whole entire month of May so far. I don't have to do anything else, but I don't want to. And I want the same thing for everybody here watching this video. Guys, these trades are simple, especially when you're looking at the higher time frame. I'm gonna really show you how it's done and break it down step by step. Now, coming here, guys, doing a top to bottom analysis, any given time you're looking for an overall direction or the major direction, you have to be on the higher time frame, okay? You cannot be on the lower time frame to look at the overall trend of a given pair, whether it be gold, whether it be a forex pair, it really doesn't matter. The higher the trend, the higher the time frame, the stronger the pattern. Always remember that. And that's why I always take my trades on the 8 hour or the 4 hour time frame over trading the lower time frame, the 1 hour, the 15 minute. Because when you're on the lower time frame, right, you always have to hop in and out of a trade and always have to make a new decision to buy or sell something. And that's why a lot of time guys have a horrible win rate and taking super low quality trades versus waiting for the right one and getting in at the right time. So my time frame, my major secret time frame, I showed you guys is the 8 hour. A lot of guys don't even know about that or even have ever traded it, but it's by far the best time frame. And the more you watch these videos and share the channel, you will learn a lot about that from my videos. So looking at this right here, guys, right? I'm gonna start at the daily. I want to show you the strong pattern I saw on the daily that really gave me indication that my trade was correct. Like any given time you have a bias of a sell or a buy, you're always thinking about what evidence in the market is giving you that key point, right? So for me, it's the patterns. If I can see that morning star, if I can see that bullish confirmation, I'm gonna go for that trade. And vice versa, when it comes to the sell, I look for evening stars or bearish confirmation to go for a sell. Now, seeing this right here on the higher time frame, I identified this big morning star pattern. Now, a morning star pattern is a bullish candlestick confirmation. Now, even coming here, right, guys? The way the market works, right, is impulse and then correction. Any given time you get into a trade, remember this right here, any given time you get into a setup, you want to be entering on the corrective phase when you are trading in a trend. The same way, right? Any given time, pretty sure you guys know this stuff, right? Impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, right? So therefore, you always want to enter on the corrective state of the trend because you're always going to make money on the next impulsive move. In the same way, going for the sell, impulse, right? Correction, impulse, correction, impulse, right? You always want to enter on the corrective move because that's how you make your money on the next impulsive move, right? So the same thing going on here, right? If I come to my daily on right now, and I go over some, you're going to see the story that I really saw. And this is how I always know the overall trend. So I know how to look for buys or look for sells because I know the trend of the market. So seeing this right here, price action was in a uptrend, right? We had a impulse, we had a correction, right? And then we had my confirmation. Now, my main strategy I teach my guys is breakout, pullback, pattern, trade. Like you got to have them three parameters met before you get into any kind of setup. You need to see a breakout of a structure, a pullback or correction to that structure, and then you got to identify the pattern to get in. That pattern is the key cornerstone point, right? You got to look for that pattern to determine the major direction. A breakout and pullback is step one and step two, but that's not enough. You need all three goals to be met before you get to any kind of trade. So even on the daily, I don't care if it's a 1 hour, 15-minute price action, always the same. And I teach more about that when it comes to time frame. But when it comes to price action, it does not matter the time frame. You're always going to look for the same exact setup. Time frame goes hand in hand with speed, meaning that if you're on the 1 hour, you're getting in and getting out probably within the hour or so. If you're on the 5 minute, you're getting in and getting out within the 5 minute or so. And that goes back to my original point when I said the lower the time frame, you got to make so many decisions in a very short amount of time. When you're on the higher time frame, the 8 hour, the daily, you have at least 8 hours of peace between every bar to hold on or to make a decision to close out or to stay into your trade. And that's why the higher time frame, guys, is a lot more better than trading the lower time frame. But I'll get into that in another video. So seeing this right here, after we had this correction and then a pattern, what happened? Another major impulsive move. And then what's next? A correction state. And we see the same exact thing. So notice how this and this is the same exact thing. This is what I mean by patterns or price action, because you're looking for that story. You're looking for the same thing that happened before to happen once again. Now, seeing this right here, I identify another morning star. I said, okay, this right here is the same thing as that. So it's possibly going to do the same exact thing. When it comes to the market, it's really like monkey see, monkey do. And when it comes to traders, it's the same exact way. Any given time we have a level of support or resistance, why do you think when it comes to that level, the same thing happens, right? I'm pretty sure you guys seen many trades or trends or pairs when it comes to a strong level support or a strong level resistance, and it does the same exact thing because monkey see, monkey do. The same thing we saw last time as traders, we want to react the same way to make the same amount of money. When it comes to the historical points in the market, we look for that and we react the same way. Whatever happened last time, it can happen once again, and we react to that and we make money from that. So, guys, this right here is what I saw on the daily. Now I'm gonna go down to my 8 hour time frame when I got into the setup. Like I said, anytime I take a trade or enter that setup, it's going to be on the 8 or 4 hour time frame every given time. And this comes back to what I mean about being disciplined, being consistent. Many new traders get into the market, take one trade this day for this reason, take one trade this day for that reason, and they never know truly what they're doing or why they're doing it. Therefore, they can't find a way to be consistent. You have to do the same thing every single day. No matter what way you're trading in the market, repeat it every single day to see if it works or not. What is your win rate? Like my win rate for this past month was 81%. So I know it works. What I'm going to do next month, the same exact thing. And that's what trading is more about every single time, guys, right? So seeing this right here, you're looking at it from this standpoint. You're seeing price action go above this level. This is what I saw, right? So my first thought from here was from this, right? It broke below this level and it had a correction phase, right? We say impulse and then correction, another huge impulsive move. Now, here's when I thought that it was going to correct and keep on coming to the downside. Like I said before, the market is always A or B, buy or sell. You got two different choices, right? Is it going to go down? Is it going to go up? Now, what evidence do you see on the market or see in the chart that gives you the buy narrative or the sell narrative? So for me, when it failed to break back below this level and pull back and keep that trend going, and we talked about, right? I knew it was a shift coming to the market. Let me get a little bit closer here. You can see exactly what I mean. Like any given time, guys, right? We have these given setups. I mean, it's super simple. You don't got to overthink it or overcomplicate it or anything like that. You can see how simple price action broke out of this trend, right? It pulled back to the trend. Once I saw that and as well as identified that Morningstar pattern on the daily, I knew buys was way more than likely than getting in for a sell. That's what I mean, like having that scale in which evidence is leaning more heavier, right? So when it comes to this, the buy was way more stronger than that sell, and you take that direction and you look for more evidence to confirm so, right? So I enter my buy right there. I have my stop loss below the level, and I'll talk more about how to place your stop loss on these patterns and more about that in other videos. It's very, very simple, but right here, I place my stop loss below the level or at the previous low, because if it did come back down there, I'm going to close out with a little loss or whatever it may be. But as you can see, guys, right? it took clearly off to the top side. And this is what I mean when it comes down to trading, it's about learning how to read the story of the pair. It's telling you, right? These patterns are characteristics of what traders are doing as a whole. So when I see that morning star, it's saying that I'm in a buy, you're in a buy, that person's buying, this person buying. Like that's what it means to look at these patterns. And that's why I'm so consistent because I'm not only reading the chart, but I'm reading what everybody's doing as a collective. And that's why patterns form on the chart, because it's showing you a characteristic with everybody thinking at the same exact time. So when I saw the break of the structure, right? Because I said we can see how on this trend line, right? From here, we had a impulse to the downside, a correction, a impulse to the downside when it came back to the trend line, and then a correction. And this is what I mean. When it came back to this trend line, it kept on falling down, but it didn't. It broke back above it. So what do you think is going to happen more than likely? A buy, right? So a lot of the time, guys realize that like that's how simple this can really be. Like I said before, imagine having a test at school, how we had them test, right? And you have four choices to that answer. At that given standpoint, you had about a 25% chance of getting that question right. When it comes down to this, you have 50% chance off the bat. You can guess and be correct. That's why trading is like a double-edged sword, right? Because you can guess and be correct, but only the guys who can correctly be consistent, not guessing, but can analyze an educational guess, right? Like really put your thought to it and what's going to happen. That's who lasts the longest, right? To be consistent. Can you do it at a rapid period of time or over a long stretch of time, right? And be consistent doing so. Because anybody can guess this stuff and get it right. But realize that off the bat, your 50% chance of being correct on this trade. So if you know the breakout, if you know the structure is being broken, if you know the pattern, it makes you 70%, right? 80%, 90%, right? That's why trading is really perfect. You can really scale to higher levels with doing really barely any work. Like my trading, guys, it goes so fast. Like I'm done before 11 a.m. Sometime before even 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm like in my bed at 4 a.m. looking at my chart and just seeing everything go in profit and close out right there and there. You feel me? So guys, look how perfect this was. I mean, I can't get any more clear than this and how easy it is to get into these setups with using price action. It's a simple pattern and looking at the market structure. You can see here, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, big impulse move, right? When I saw it pull back down here, when it came to this level, it should have went back up for another impulse move, therefore keeping that uptrend going, right? Keeping the uptrend going. But like I said, it broke back below this previous level and it pulled back to it and it went to the downside. And it could have kept on doing so. But again, seeing the shift right here, it gave me that key insight to go for a buy. And it really was just that simple. I really hope this right here helped everybody out. I made about 56K in profit. Imagine that. I mean, anybody could have done so. We all could have got to the same exact trade together and made all that together. So I really hope everybody have a great trading week, guys. Gold, I mean, is going crazy. Really take the time to study it, to master it. No matter you're a beginner or whatever it may be, guys, right? You're going to do very well on these given setup. So I see you next time, guys, right? Have a great trading week. I'll be back at it tomorrow, another video. I'll see you later.